Hello everyone and welcome to our channel Biodiversity and Conservation by Ambika Prasad Research Foundation. So today we will talk about some specific some parts of orchid. We will start our on the basics how we identified. So on that mean analysis we will talk about on the leaf part. So here is part 21. So today we will talk about on the diversity in shape of leaf or you can say labellum. So mainly you can in orchid there are a diversity in shapes and in color and in many types the leaves are there. So today we will talk about some of the leaf structures. So this is the part 1, then we will continue with our part 2 and part 3 that I will talk about on the diversity in shape of leaf. So now we will talk about what is leaf. So as we all know, leaf is most pronounced member of the orchid flower and it is extremely diverse in its structure with a single objective, mean their main objective is to attract the pollinator. The leaf is broadly attached at the base or to an extension of the base of the column. Mean that's how the leaf is present in the orchid arrangement, you can say. Then the its blade type, uh, the leaf has a blade type structure which is often divided variously. Then the surface of the leaf has various types of minute projection that are often provided with the edible tissues. And you can say leaf at its base is extended to a pouch or a tubular structure called the spur. Mean again it is also subdivided as a spur. Then the spur secretes the floral exudates that contains fructose, glucose and sucrose sometimes. So these serve as a source of food for various insects and various faunal species. So for that the leaf is also very beneficial for them. So now we will talk about on some variety of leaf. So first we will talk about leaf is entire and not lobed. Mean some orchids has leaf is entire and it is not lobed. So we will talk about on this category. So first we will talk about on Dendrobium cathcarte. So now it is as the synonym. It is a synonym of Dendrobium salacensis. So it is you can see the lip is the blade of the lip is elliptic and oblong. That's how you can differentiate this. The lip is very much prominent and very much distinct from other Dendrobium species. So here you can see the lip. Then we will move forward. Then our second is Liparis difflexa. So Liparis difflexa, so it is a terrestrial one and you can see the blade of the lip is broader than long, margin linely, finely serrate. So you can see it has a very prominent type of lip is there and it also attracts many type of pollinators. So it has one distinct character of this. So from that you can identify this particular orchid species by the lip variation in it. Then comes to our Dendrobium moschatum. So you can see in this the blade of the lip is margin folded inwards. Mean you can see the lip boundaries, you can see it is a margin is folded inwards and it has a dented like or you can say hair like structures. So from that you can identify this particular orchid species and it has a yellow in color. So for this also it attracts many type of pollinators. Then comes to our Oberonia proudlocki. So Oberonia proudlocki is an epiphytic orchid and you can see it has a very minute type of flower is there, and in that the lip variation is that the blade of the lip is margin irregularly dented, as you can see clearly in this picture that the lip mean the external part has a dented like structure. So from that you can identify this, because it in many Oberonia species some has a dented one and some has a don't. So this one you can very distinct character of many Oberonia species. So from that you can identify it which species it belongs. Then comes to our Geodorum lexiflorum. So Geodorum lexiflorum is a terrestrial orchid, and you can see mostly this orchid in at ground level, or you can say the flower is always a downwards type, mean it's facing towards the gravity, and the lip part has a very distinctive character from other geodarum species. So here Geodarum lexiflorum, the blade of the lip is squarish and front edge entire. You can see the front edge is totally entire, and it has a pinkish, whitish and yellowish type of color variation is there. So here you can distinguish this. Uh, so we will move to our next orchid. Then Fies tankerville. Fies tankerville is also a terrestrial orchid, and it has a very prominent type of lip, like the blade of the lip is front edge crisped. So you can see it has a very different type of structure of the lip is there, and it has a pinkish like structure, and it is a, you can see a funnel type it is there. So from that you can identify this, and it is also very differentiate from other orchid species. Then comes to our second category, that lip is clawed at the base, then claw short, abruptly expanded above. So from this, this has another type of category. Then comes to our Didymoplexis pellens. So here you can see the flower structure. In this picture you can see the flower structure is larger in it, but in reality it has a very minute type of flower. So from that you can identify this by the lip type of arrangement, because it has a blade of the lip is trapezoids. So here you can see clearly it is how it is formation is the lip is there. Then comes to our Dendrobium aphyllum. Dendrobium aphyllum is an epiphytic orchid, and it has a very prominent type of mean you can say the lip structure is there. That is, the blade of the lip is rounded first, then apex notched, and you can see a very minute type of hairy structures is at the lip part, and it has a whitish and pinkish type of color. So it makes very much differentiate from other Dendrobium species. Then comes to our Dendrobium macrostachium. So it is an epiphytic orchid, and you can see here the blade of the lip is fiddle shape, apex acute. So at the previous slide I have shown about Dendrobium aphyllum, and here is macrostachium. So what makes it differentiate from this? First, the color variation. Second, the shape of the flower. Then third, what makes it more prominent, mean it has a leaf is there, that in previous slide I have talked about the lip is pinkish and whitish type of structure, and you can say the hairy part is at the side edge of the lip. But in this you can see clearly that it has a very minute type of hairs like structure is there, but at the middle portion of the lip you can see clearly that it has a many type of hairs like structure protruding from it. So what makes it different from that other Dendrobium species? And another one is that the color variation. Here you can see the pinkish as a nerve like structure is there, and then the yellowish part in yellowish color is there. So here is one of the more most prominent character you can see by it. Then comes to our Dendrobium penguinum. So Dendrobium penguinum, here you can see it has a very different from every Dendrobium species. As you can see, the blade of the lip is claw gradually narrowed at the base. As you can see, at the base it has a narrow like structure, mean at the upper one it has a wavy like structure, and that's how you will differentiate this, and it is a very distinguished, or you can say very clearly differentiated character of the lip, and it has a pinkish and brownish and sometimes yellowish type color is there. So here you can identify this by the lip variation. Then comes to our Dendrobium crepidatum. So Dendrobium crepidatum is an epiphytic orchid, and you can see here the blade of the lip is claw uniformly narrowed. So from this you can see, as I have told earlier in our previous slides, that Dendrobium other species has very distinguished type of character the lip has, and it and some has very similar type of shape is there, but what makes it different is the outer line of the lip and outline of the lip and the color variation, and sometimes the some dendrobium like lip, as I have told earlier, that some are clawed inward and some are clawed outward. So here you can see the claw uniformly narrowed, and what makes it difference from it, that it has a pinkish and mainly the yellowish part is more visible from any other color in this. So this is some of the orchid species that you can identify by their lip variation in shape, size, and in color. So what makes it more prominent or more visible to any other plant species? So this is only part 1 where I have demonstrated some of the orchid species and the leaf variation in that, and how you will identify it without even working on its other aspects. So in that, uh, for that you have to first go through the basics about the lip part and the other shape, size, and the family, so genus. So from that it will be very easy for you to identify such species. And also the lip variation is very much important, because due to mean uh, means sometimes it is there that the flower is very much similar, but what makes it more differentiate from other species or other plant as in the leaf variation. So from that you can identify it. So if you will looking forward for new addition or any of that, so you will always go for the every part of the orchid. So from that you can identify it and get to know about which species or which genus it will be belong. So here I have talked about some of the diversity in shape of the leaf. Then we will continue, it is continue at the part 2.